In the paint, stops on a dime, gets that one to fall.
Hitting the first three for either side in this match and answers right back.
Ivor Napa for three. That straightaway three is good.
Of course, these two teams know each other well.
So now the Truth turns the ball over again. On the run and the move up. Bolina, it's good.
Kasendaha, they've been doing this
Watch
for
out.
years. Oh, Lino Maring with a stop. From the streets to the spotlight, from hometown courts to the national stage, this is Court Report. Hi everyone, I'm Stan C, delivering you the ins and outs as we march towards the 2026 Smart-NBTC National Finals presented by SM Supermalls. As we continue on the road to madness in MOA, let's dig into another side of the NBTC story. Over the last 15 seasons, the NBTC has been an incubator of sorts. A platform for lesser-known talents from the provinces as well as unsung players from overseas to introduce themselves to the public. And with that exposure, they begin their personal journeys to greatness. Some call it luck, but we always believe that it's always been in them. And for a select few, they get the immeasurable honor of being part of the national team. This week, we'll take an up-close look at these players who've had the immense honor of repping those Gilas colors. This is our full court recap. They say nothing compares to the honor of representing one's country. But of all the players in the Philippines, only a select few can have those honors. Fortunately, a bulk of those have gone through the NBTC program, which is proof of the talent that they possess even before they got their call-ups. Top of mind of those is Kai Soto, of course. The 7'1" big man has literally been head and shoulders over the competition ever since, as seen with him being named as the top high school player in the country while representing Ateneo de Manila. He's not alone, with the likes of Kiefer Avena, Baser Amer, Kevin Alas, and Arvin Tolentino, just to name a few, also part of that illustrious roster. All of them had their chances to shine in the NBTC in the past, and we're proud to call them Laking NBTC. As you can see, the NBTC imprint is all over the national team program, and we're just reminiscing how much times have changed. Back then, they were just high schoolers with a dream, and look at them now. It's time for us to go inside our playbook. In keeping with today's topic, it's only right that we bring in someone who's worn the Gilas colors in the past and someone who, of course, played in the NBTC. So let's welcome this proud NBTC alum and Gilas Pilipinas player. Please welcome RR Pogoy.
Hello.
RR, thank you so much for making time for us.
Thank you din sa pag-invite sa akin dito.
RR, una tayo nag-cross paths noong 2023 World Cup kasi sobrang laking experience para sa akin. Ako yung nag-introduce sa inyo, so it's great to be sitting with you right here. So, ano yung naisip mo nung sumaba ka na sa laro tapos sa kalaban mo na yung mga from Metro Manila, from iba't ibang lugar?
Una, kinakabahan kasi kami sa probinsya kasi pag sinabing taga Manila yung kalaban, ang gagaling nun eh. Lalo na pag mga UST, Lasal, talagang high level yun.
Nakakasindak ba?
Nakakasindak talaga. Nakakasindak. So, yun nga, kinakabahan kami. Tapos, nag-uusap nga kami ng mga teammates ko eh, na kaya kaya natin to kasi tatlo lang kami. Minsan sa drills, kaming tatlo lang dito, yung ibang players, di ba? Yung mga taga Manila, yung iba, andito. Parang iba kami sa kanila kasi alam mo na, probinsyano. Mahiyain. So, nahihiya talaga kami nun.
So going back to yung sa NBTC, ano yung pinaka-naalala mo, pinaka-memorable na moment na yung nga, you're from Cebu, tas nandito ka na sa Metro Manila playing against these guys?
Unang-una, pinaka-naalala ko yung yung pinagalitan kami ni Coach Vic. Kasi nga, akala kasi namin 8 ng gabi yung practice, 8 pala ng umaga. Tapos, pumasyal kami ng SM Mega Mall. Tapos parang tawag sa amin si Coach Vic. Tawag sa amin, saan ba kayo? Pagtingin, bakit coach? Practice tayo saan kayo? Nasa Mega Mall coach, pumapasyal. So, yun, pagbalik namin, galit na galit si Coach Vic sa amin. Sabi ni Coach Vic, pumunta kayo dito para mag-ensayo, hindi para pumasyal Buti na lang andun si Coach Alex Compton. Shoutout sa'yo, Coach Ang bait kasi talagang parang naawata siya sa aming tatlo Kinuha niya kami. Parang siya pa nag-sorry. Coach, sorry na. sa tatlong ito. So, coach, sa akin na to. Pasalihin na natin to sa practice. So, yun, nakasali kami. So, yun di ko makalimutan na experience namin. And then, yung makalaban, talagang first time namin makalaban yung mga taga Manila. So, parang sa totoo lang, ahead talaga sila sa amin. Skills, talagang ang bibilis, ang lalakas kasi yun nga, ang ganda ng facility dito din, di ba? So, talagang ahead sila. Yun din yung di ko makakalimutan na paano kami makapantay sa kanila. Yung laruan namin makapantay sa taga Manila. Yun din yung di ko makakalimutan.
When you finally moved to Manila, it was to play na for FEU, di ba? What was that like na kinailangan mo talagang i-uproot yung sarili mo from Talisay papuntang Moraita?
Unang-unang hirap talaga. Actually, first month, iyak ako ng iyak sa dorm kasi di ko talaga kaya. Kasi bunso kasi ako. Sobrang close ako ng parents ko. Matutulog, tabi kami palagi. So di ko talaga kaya. Nag-message pa nga ako sa coach ko noon sa UC na gumawa sila ng paraan para lang makauwi ako ng Cebu. Kasi parang una nga, di ko talaga kaya dito sa Manila. Kasi yun nga, nasanay ako sa Cebu. And then, buti na lang, ang dami ding Bisaya doon sa Bisaya din sa FEU. Pati coach namin, Bisaya din. So, parang, yun, naging family ko sila. So, tuloy-tuloy.
Nakapag-adjust.
Oo, nakapag-adjust.
So, you also ended up, syempre, playing na for Gilas, di ba? Aside from embarking on your career sa FEU and then eventually with TNT. Ano yung feeling nung nag-qualify ka na for that 12-man lineup? You see your name dun sa mga graphic, you get the Gilas jersey na asa harap mo na. Ano yung feeling nun?
Actually, naiyak ako. Kasi, yung dasal ko lang kay Lord is mag-UAP tsaka PBA lang Kasi pag Gilas, ibang usapan na yun representing the country. Naiiyak talaga ako. Di ko ako makapaniwala na sa dami kong dinaanan, hinto sa pag-aaral, first time pumunta ako sa Manila, umuwi pa ako kasi NU na dapat din sana ako umuwi pa ako kasi di ko talaga kaya. Di ko kayang mahiwalay sa family ko. Sa dami kong pinagdaanan, tapos dito, umabot pa ako sa Gilas. So, talagang naiiyak ako. Sobrang thankful ako kay Lord talaga na naabot ko to.
Or you've mentioned a few times habang nag-usap tayo na naiyak ka. Very open ka about it. And parang hindi siya common di ba? Sa mga athletes, sa mga lalaki na pinag-uusapan yung emotions. Saan nanggagaling yung openness mo to share na, naiyak ako kasi na-overcome ako ng emotions?
Actually, Christian kasi ako. Sanay kasi kami pag may problema. Sanay ako umiyak pag kausap ko si Lord So, yun, nasanay na lang din ako. Pag may mga nangyayari sa buhay ko. So, sanay ako umiyak. So, hindi naman porket lalaki, hindi ka umiyak Di ba?
Very important, di ba? Yung natin, pag-express ng emotions, nakakatulong din sa mental health.
Sa mga teammates ko, sinishare ko din yung mga bago. Kasi, dati ako yung rookie ngayon, kuya na tawag sa akin sa PBA. So, sinishare ko sa kanila, lalo na pag may game na nagsa-struggle sila, talagang hindi mo sila makausap, nakaganon lang pag veterans, alam mo na na hindi maganda yung kinakausap ko sila. Sabi ko, natural lang yan. Malungkot ka, umiyak ka, natural lang yan. Ang importante, paano ka bumawi. Yun yung importante sa atin kung paano ka bumawi.
Speaking of bumawi, you did that for your dad. Kasi diba, binigyan ka niya ng reality check and then eventually nagseryoso ka. You got to this point na you're representing Gilas. That's the highest level of basketball natin. Ano yung naramdaman niya or ano yung sinabi niya nung nakita niya na suot mo na yung Gilas na jersey?
Palagi siyang nagme-message sa akin na proud niya siya sa akin. And then, minsan, hindi maboka yung papa ko Pero kita ko na proud kasi, alam mo bakit? Palaging suot yung jersey ko pag nalalakad. So, alam ko na proud sa akin yung papa ko kasi kahit sa amin lang sa Cebu, palaging suot yung jersey ko.
Ano yung replica o game worn?
Game worn.
Wow.
So, tas, di ba, seaman siya. Tas sabi niya, Dong, yung captain namin, yung namin, humihingi ng jersey. So, meaning, sinasabihan niya na anak ko yan si Pogoy. So, yun pa lang, alam ko nang proud na proud yung parents ko.
Yung dad mo ba siya rin ba yung type na hindi niya outwardly sasabihin pero yung nga parang makikita mo in other ways?
Yun. Ganon na ganon siya.
Yung
Parang
generation nila,
sa gawa niya, ginagawa yung love niya.
So, you get to this point na you're representing Gilas Pilipinas. I'm sure marami ka na na-experience in, 8-9 years of being part of Gilas. Ano yung favorite moment mo?
Favorite moment ko as a Gilas player, pinakauna talaga is yung pag kinakanta natin yung national anthem natin. Yun talagang yung lahat ng balahibo mo, tumatayo talaga. And then, ang yung nag-World Cup tayo dito sa Pilipinas. Talagang full support yung mga Pilipino. And then, yung nanalo tayo against China. Yun talaga, hindi ko makalimutan. Yun yung number 1 sa akin.
Why was it so meaningful na you got to be part of Gilas kung kailan host tayo?
Kasi bihira lang yan eh. I think, baka di natin alam, baka di na maulit eh. Di talaga natin alam. Ang hirap kaya mag-host, di ba? Sa World Cup.
Talaga.
Ang hirap talaga mag-host. So thankful and talaga privilege na napasali sa 12 na lineup doon sa World Cup na Manila yung nag-host.
Do you get to observe yung youth levels ngayon, like yung high school scene? May na-observe ka mang difference in the level of competition compared to nung ikaw yung nasa high school?
Yung na-observe ko lang ngayon is mas magagaling yung mga high school ngayon.
Bakit?
Kasi siguro marami ng magaling na trainers, marami ng magaling na coach. Tsaka na din parang ang dami ng liga. Hindi lang sa amin kasi Cebu lang, doon lang talaga kami naglalaro. Ngayon kasi may mga liga na dito sa Manila, tapos yung taga Cebu, taga Davao, yung lahat. So, pag maraming competition kasi, tapos iba-iba yung naglalaro, mas umaangat yung laro ng mga bata kasi. So, kaya sa tingin ko ngayon, mas gumagaling yung mga bata.
Nung naglaro ka for Nike Elite, wala pa yung mga PhilAms, no? Hindi
wala
pa.
Wala pa.
So I'm sure nakakadagdag din yun sa level of play ng mga kids ngayon.
Oo, kahit nga sa PBA, pag may mga PhilAms, nakakadagdag din kasi yun nga, mas athletic, magagaling din yun. Lalo na sa high school ngayon. So pag naranasan nila, high school pa lang sila, so lalong tataas yung competition, lalong tataas yung talent, yung level ng paglalaro nila talaga.
RR, as we wind down here, ano yung message mo sa mga high school players or younger players na nangangarap to one day get to a level of an RR Pogoy?
Siguro sa lahat ng high school ngayon, kung gusto nyo umabot sa pro, sa Gilas, unang-una, huwag kalimutan si Lord kasi siya naman talaga nagbibigay lahat. And then, training talaga. Dapat consistent, hindi lang yung mag-training. Kung gusto mo lang, doon ka mag-training. Hindi, dapat consistent. Kahit ayaw mo, dapat mag-training ka. Makinig sa magulang, makinig sa coaches. Kasi lahat ng magulang natin, coaches natin, gusto nila mapabuti yung life natin, dapat makinig tayo sa kanila.
How about for the younger RR Pogoy, yung freshly moving out of Cebu, 'di ba? Fresh dito sa Manila. Ano yung sana alam mo at the time since probinsyano ka trying to find your way dito sa Metro Manila?
Sana alam ko that time na ganito pala yung competition dito sa Manila. Kasi dati kasi hindi ako kondisyon eh. So sobrang taba ko, sobrang chubby ko. Ngayon yung mga bata, 'di ba, batak na. Dati ganun din. So dapat pala nung time na yon, kasi nung una ako sa FEU, bangko ako eh. Hindi pa ako nagamit. So dapat pala nung time na yon, dapat nung pagpunta ko sa Manila, ready na ako. So siguro may time noon na first year, second year, baka nagamit na ako kung ready ako nun.
I'm sure makakatulong yan sa mga provincial players natin, di ba, who are watching this interview. Alright, on that note, maraming salamat, RR Pogoy. Thank you for being open and being vulnerable and sharing yung mga stories mo dito sa Court Report.
Thank you din Court Report. Thank you din sa pag-invite sa akin. And sana makatulong at maka-inspire ako sa mga batang Pilipino.
And syempre, excited tayo to see the next generation of players in the upcoming NBTC season. And who knows, one day, di ba, itong mga players na to, we might be seeing them wear the national team colors in the future, just like RR Pogoy. Over the years, the NBTC has garnered support from all over with the goal of elevating the experience from the grassroots level. And today, we're so thrilled to be joined by Reelr Sports and their founders, BJ Manalo and A. Quizon. BJ, thank you so much for joining us. And it's great to finally talk to you guys because we've seen the logo of Reelr Sports even dating back to last season's NBTC. So it's great to have you here.
Thank you for having us, Dan.
So
Thank you, Stan.
let's talk about Reelr Sports first. No, it's a new platform, and your goal is to really make it easier for events organizers sa sports and for players to be part of these tournaments. So, I'll start with you. How did Reelr Sports come about?
Reelr Sports was a product of our own pain point. BJ's son and my son uh, started playing basketball last year, and they're now teammates. So we often join camps and leagues and tournaments, and it's the same tedious process that we fill up Google Forms, we pay through GCash, and then we create a group chat. So we found a way to streamline all of these processes into one platform. So that's why we developed Reelr Sports.
You mentioned it as a pain point. Parang napakahirap talaga for parents and for players to be a part of it. BJ, when you were playing, I'd be remiss not to mention your own career as a player, di ba? I'm sure it was also a bit tedious for you to join all of these tournaments, lalo na nung bata ka pa.
All we had to do was submit our birth certificate. That's it. No? But hopefully, those things can also be addressed dito sa platform.
Reelr Sports didn't start out as a platform for registration. So how did the name come about, and how were you able to transition to this point?
We started back in 2019 under PLDT idea space. The original vision BJ and I had was to create a platform that would serve players that are not discovered, those that are living in far-flung areas. Not everyone had the exposure that BJ had 25 years ago. So there were athletes like myself who dreamt of reaching what BJ did, but the scouts, the agents didn't really reach us there. So we created Reelr Baller first. It was like an Instagram/TikTok platform where players would upload their highlights, and there was a reward system there, and coaches and scouts would discover them. But that really didn't solve a pain point. So that's why we went back to the drawing board, and we figured something out that would really help the industry.
So how did you get to this point na, okay, we're gonna focus on yung registration process and to just make it much simpler?
Well, it started with NBTC. We approached Coach E because we've been monitoring the progress of NBTC, the scale of the operations of NBTC. And when we reached out to Coach E, he shared all the challenges that they've had with dealing with the data of tens of thousands of registrants, not just in our country, but from Filipino foreign communities all over the world. So we thought that this would be the perfect pilot environment for testing and developing our app. So with the help of NBTC, we were able to create our initial minimum viable product, and we continuously updated it, improved it, and added features for us to cater to NBTC's needs and to other sports organizations.
I'll also add, Stan, from the perspective of sustaining this business or this platform. It's always good to have that yung profile with the highlights of players, but if it doesn't solve anything, it cannot it can't sustain us. So we're grateful for NBTC, for Coach Eric. When we listened to him, sila yung gagamit itong platform, we were able to solve something, and they're willing to pay para at least we can continue our operations. And as a result, also, yung pangarap namin to have these profiles 7 years ago, it's now here, because of NBTC and the income that we are getting. So we just had to solve a pain point. Of course, that's business, but at the same time, we're also here to help develop, to help discover athletes who are yet to be discovered and to be given chances na nagkaroon kami 25 years ago just because we were playing in big schools, big leagues. We want to at least give opportunities to these athletes sa mga probinsya.
BJ, for our viewers who are familiar with your game from all those years ago, they know about the legendary rivalry you were a part of. But now that you've transitioned to a different point in your career, how easy was it for you to integrate this business side and then syempre your connections in basketball?
Athletes, kaming mga athletes, we have to realize that there's always an end to our playing career. And I was just blessed to be raised by business people. And because of my career also, I had to deal with a lot of companies wherein we had to negotiate for our contracts, endorsements, and as early as high school, I was exposed to the big brands because I had to sign some documents. But good thing I was guided by my parents and of course agents. But all I wanted was really just a new pair of shoes. So, but hindi ko na malayan. I was exposed to this kind of business sa sports at 15, 14 years old.
So, it's really developed this pathway for you
Yes, sir.
where now you're able to help out this next generation. 8, let's talk about NBTC and Reelr Sports. Last year, you were able to be a part of season 15, no? But now we're getting more teams from 36 to 48. So how is Reelr Sports able to accommodate this increase in the number of participants?
We spent the entire year, our product development team focused on the ease of use, especially that we're dealing with registrations from all over the world. And there are still challenges locally. Number one, internet connection. Number two is user adoption. So there's a little bit of resistance from the end users, but that's why we're continuously improving the features to make it really easier for them. It's just the start. After that, you will reap the benefits of the convenience because your data will already be in the platform. And the next time you join events, it will be auto-filled, and all you need to do is just to click one button, register, and it's all there, you're already registered. And that also makes it very convenient for the organizers to manage their sports events because the data is structured. There are reports and there are messaging tools inside. So there's like, you have an online secretary to do all that.
So what you're saying is, regardless if I join this year, let's say 2 years down the road, kapag nandyan na yung profile ko, it's already there on the platform.
Correct.
And then I don't have to re-upload my documents, like
Correct.
let's say your passport, your birth certificate, and all of that stuff.
Right.
And secured, of
And
course.
they're secured.
We
comply with data protection
Yes.
guidelines.
Some of our viewers here are from the international teams. Syempre, mga Phil-Ams or the Phil-Canadian teams, now that they're organizing their groups for NBTC. How convenient would it be for them? Because syempre, iba rin yung system that they're all working with.
They're actually the ones who are more used to platforms such as this. I understand that some of them have tested platforms similar to ours. I guess what makes Reelr Sports different is it's tailored to the specific needs of NBTC. At the same time, it's also generic for other sports stakeholders. But in their case, we really did everything to understand the entire flow and the requirements and the pain points that they had to ensure that the platform serves everything that they need.
What about the less tech-savvy coaches or team managers? Kasi syempre, some of us, diba, we're not as into adapting to a new technology. How are you able to convince them na, it's going to actually make things much simpler for you?
We did BJ too. We had BJ test it out, and when BJ was able to register, and so that's when you said the
Talagang
platform
walkthrough
works.
siya.
Yes,
If I was able to register, so
Then-
the
and-
non-tech guy can
will be able to
definitely
register.
What's the feedback been from yung mga coaches or the parents or the managers?
There are still feedback that we get, very constructive feedback. So we base our improvements on what on their feedback. So it would normally start with how easy it is to create an account. So that's why we integrated it with Facebook. As long as you have a Facebook account, you just click login through Facebook and you're already in the Reelr Sports app. So we're still adding features na kung tamad ka talaga gumawa ng account, there are options there that with just one click of a button, you're inside our app.
And so for the players, they can be part of the system regardless if they're with a team or let's say they move schools or change clubs. They're still part of the platform.
Absolutely. They need to create their individual accounts the same way they would do so on Facebook or on LinkedIn or any social media platform. It would just look like a platform where they have their profiles that would serve as their athlete resume.
We know how tedious it is to recruit players, especially from non-Metro Manila areas. And so hopefully our desire is to really help discover the next generation of athletes through some features that we're still about to add. They can see, hopefully we can have real-time data, their scores from previous games, and probably our national federation can save probably a few trips and time and really base their recruitment on data, on real data.
We have criteria there. You just have to select the attributes So you could filter the athletes based on their basic profiles, advanced profiles, their physical and athletic attributes.
So we've been mentioning the term athletes, meaning we're not limited to basketball.
Absolutely,
basketball
yes,
players.
definitely.
So what other sports have been integrated sa platform ng Reelr Sports?
We have the major sports already. They're starting to come in. We have volleyball soon. We have football. We have golf already and marathon. So we're still in the process of understanding deeper the requirements of this specific sports so that we could create customized forms for them.
No, the reason also we're trying to promote our platform is really for organizers, coaches, team managers to be aware of what we have, so they can just organize and keep on organizing the sport that they want, and development will follow. We believe many organizers are very hesitant to organize because of administrative tasks. So they're athletes like us. So we know what to do, but of course, pag mga admin things, we're really not trained. But if we just allow these organizers to keep on organizing, we believe we'll be developing more athletes.
And in terms of the currency naman, since ano siya, diba, it's a website accessible all over the world, is it just pesos and USD?
For now, it is, but we're leaning towards supporting other currencies, especially from emerging sports nations.
So it'll be easier din kasi syempre NBTC is no longer just limited to
Yes.
the US and the Philippines. So heading into this next season, what can we expect from Reelr Sports and its continued collaboration with the NBTC?
Reelr Sports will be a really holistic platform for both organizers and for the athletes and players and all sports stakeholders around the NBTC. It will connect the dots and all the needs of these different stakeholders. It will be much easier for them. And just to note, up to the second, our dev team is working on improvements and upgrades and patches on the platform.
Last time, probably we can also we are also slowly adding features as we are closing deals with international companies through the platform. NBTC and the other athletes can access tools that are really high tech.
Next generation
AI,
AI-based.
performance management,
Yes.
injury prevention, those things. So hopefully our platform can, once they're there, they want to improve, just click on Reelr.
Ano ang tawag mo sa platform, Jay? It's like a one-stop shopping.
Yes, hopefully we can have that super app wherein if you want to be if you want to develop as an athlete, then just go to Reelr Sports.
And BJ, on a personal level,
sir.
you've been there. You've been through all the levels of basketball here in the Philippines. What does it mean to you to have a different type of impact on the next generation of players?
We're grateful for the many opportunities that came as a basketball player, but definitely I see that we have an opportunity to continue to help develop the next generation of athletes. And so my involvement or my ownership in the Reelr Sports platform will at least enable or at least multiply that impact. Growing up, it was really difficult. You have to find the right coach, go to the right basketball court. But here in Reelr, I can be coached by someone from Spain, or I can be mentored by someone from the US through their platform. So it's limitless. Hopefully, we can give more opportunities to aspiring athletes.
Well, I'm just so glad that we got to have this
Thank you,
conversation because, someone like 8, for example, you're able to affect positive change in sports despite not being on the playing field. And DJ, you're an example of someone who's been able to find a different stage in your career while still being adjacent and connected to sports. So thank you so much for your continued support for the NBTC and for everything that you do for the next generation of players. And with that, we're winding down another edition of the Court Report. So tune in next Friday here on the NBTC Philippines Facebook page for more updates. This has been Stan C, and this is your Court Report.
In the paint, stops on a dime, gets that one to fall.
Hitting the first three for either side in this match and answers right back.
Ivor Napa for three. That straightaway three is good. These two teams know each other well.
So now the Truth turns the ball over again On the run and the move up. Bolina, it's good.
Kasendahan, they've been doing this
Watch
for
out.
years. Oh, Lino Maring with a stop.